Welcome viewers to this session of finite element method for beginners. We have had sufficient knowledge to take up different examples on bar element. We have discussed how to use LISA. We have discussed what are the basic concepts of stress analysis, and now we are ready for taking up the problems on LISA. So we'll take up two problems here in the LISA for bar element. One is very straightforward simple problem that one cylindrical bar is subjected to a tensile load. The parameters are given here. Diameter is 40 mm, load is 100 kilonewton, length is 400 mm, and modulus of elasticity is 200 gigapascal. Then we'll take up second problem like this, where a bar is again tensile loaded at 2 points, at this interface and this point. The material for both bars are different and the other parameters are given here. So let us begin our session. Click on the LISA icon. So now once it is open, now we can plan our FEM model for the bar that we have just shown. So now this particular bar can be modeled by a 1D element, bar element or truss element or beam element, and as the node is applied only at one point and it is fixed at the other point, then it means only one element is sufficient to solve this problem. So we can solve this problem. So what we will be doing is we will be creating only one element, two noded elements. So that is why we will create two nodes and one element in LISA, and then we will give the dimensions as desired. Now come back to the software. Let us start doing. Here let us first change the static analysis to 2D static 2D analysis. Then create node. The first node is 0 0 and second node x is 400 and y is 0. Now here another important part of the FEM software is, whatever software it may be, in some of the software we can select the units prior to starting our analysis, and whereas in this software there is no concept of unit. We have to first decide what unit I am going to give for each and every term parameter that I am specifying. So it means if I am specifying the dimensions with mm and load in Newton, then certainly I am going to get result in Newton per mm square, which is the most commonly used unit for stress, that is Newton per mm square or 1 or megapascal, and that is why we have given the coordinates in mm, 0 0 for first node and 400 0 for second node. Now let us convert this. Let us convert this in XY plane and fit it to the screen. Now we can able to see first node and second node here. So now we can create this element, new element. Either I can give here 1, 2, or I can select directly from this node. So we will be selecting this node. I have selected this node here. It will appear here 1, and then I select this, so I can close it. So now next step is to specify material. This we have discretized. We can further refine this mesh. That will be doing in the next example problem. Here I am not going to refine this mesh because we do not need more element for solving this particular problem. So now what next we have to do? We have to assign the material element properties that we have discussed in our FEM steps. That element properties are to be given. And what are the element properties? Either we can select this element or we can go directly to this, and now we can assign new material to this element. Click here. I can give the section. If this bar is of different section, that can be taken care by this geometric parameters. So our bar is circular cross section, so we can give here circular bar diameter 40. In some of the problem we see that it is area is given directly in some of the problems. So I can use general section and give the cross section area here, and sometime the second moment of area, which can also be given because it is a 1D two noded bar element. So that is why only one second moment of area is appearing. So that is about W. W here means it is about the Z axis. When it is V means it is about Y axis, and when it is U, that will not be the part, because then third one is the polar moment of inertia. So you will find here second moment of area about V and second moment of area about W, that is corresponding to Y and Z axis. So here I can give cross section area, but we are discussing the problem, example problem, so we will continue with the circular bar. Diameter we have given in mm. So now this is what about the geometry. Now come to the mechanical. We have seen that it is, because it is again a bar element, no other type of material is possible in that, only isotropic will be there. So Young's modulus we can give. The modulus of elasticity of the steel is 200 gigapascal, that is given in the problem statement as such. So what value I have to enter here? I have to enter value in megapascal or in Newton per mm square, that I have decided before modeling this into the software what type of unit I have to give. So I have decided that we will be giving force in Newton, dimensions in mm, so that is why the Young's modulus will be giving in Newton per mm square, and Newton per mm square means it is megapascal. So Young's modulus I have to give in megapascals. So 200 gigapascal is nothing but 200,000 megapascal. Poisson's ratio we can give, but it is not required for this problem because there is no lateral, you can say, movement or deformation. We need not to find out the lateral strains, so that will not be calculated. So we can skip this, we can add this, and we can skip this, doesn't matter. Now once it is done, we can select this, change to the face, and load and constraint, new fixed support. Okay, so this is how we can get this support. Next step is to apply the load on this boundary. So again, coming back to the node point, select this node. I can apply the load from here. In the previous, for the boundary condition, we have used this load and constraint. Right click here. Now in this case I am going directly from this. Both methods are correct and one and the same thing. Load and constraint, new force. So this new force is acting along which axis? X-axis. So I have to give load in this particular input box. And what was the load? The load was 100 kilonewton. So what value I have to enter here? I have to enter 100,000. So let me solve this problem now. If I solve this problem and see the result, let us first see the longitudinal stress. So So longitudinal stress coming out to be 79.58. What, there is no units given here. So what is the unit of this stress? That is Newton per mm square or megapascal. So displacement along x-axis, we can see it is 0 here and maximum here, and what is the value of displacement? It is 0.159 units, it is in mm. There will not be any displacement along y-axis, there will not be any rotation, tensile force will be there, and the tensile force is again 100,000 Newton or 100 kilonewton that we have applied. There will not be any shear force because no transverse load is acting, no bending moment because no transverse force is acting, and the displacement magnitude is again, it is same, it is because there is only one displacement, and reaction force we can get it from this. So we can double click it, you will find the reaction at node number 1 is minus 100,000 because we have applied force here of 100,000 or 1 kilonewton, so it is minus in negative x direction this is appearing. So if we see here y, everything will be 0 because there is no other thing. We can see the deformed shape, undeformed shape, then deformed shape with the undeformed shape. Both we can see because both are overlapping, so it is not clearly visible, and then it is the undeformed shape. So that is how we can analyze this. In the next example, we will take up a slightly advanced problem of two different materials we will be using in that case. So this is our second problem where the axial bar is composed of two different materials of different dimensions. From here to here, it is of material whose modulus of elasticity is 200 gigapascal. So length is 400 mm, diameter is 60 mm, and load acting is 100 kilonewton. And this is E for this section is 120 gigapascal, and length is 200 mm and diameter is 400 mm. With this data, we can now decide or we can conclude that at least two elements we need for solving this problem through any finite element software or manually or through computer program. At least two elements we will be needing because we can apply load at a node. So that is why we have to create one node here. The second concept that is forcing us to take node here is change of element property. Here element property, if you remember our stiffness matrix K, that was A E by L, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1 and 1. So it means wherever area is changing or the modulus of elasticity is changing, we have to take element. Length is on coordinate basis, so that is not part of the element property, where A and E, they are part of element properties. So whenever area is changing or modulus of elasticity is changing, we have to take node or we have to create node, and it is not. So whenever area is changing or modulus of elasticity is changing, we have to create element for that. So it means element is to be created for different element properties, and node is to be created essentially when if some load is applied at that point, we have to create node, or some boundary condition is specified, we have to create node. So with this background, now we can discretize this with minimum 2 element and node out 3 nodes. So this is how the discretization will look like. This is node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. This is element number 1, element number 2, and the properties are this is A1 is equal to pi by 4, 60 square is A1, that is element, and E1 is 200 gigapascal, and in this we will be substituting 200,000 megapascal for Lisa software. So likewise here the A2 is pi by 4 d square, that is 40 square, and E2 is nothing but 120 into 10 to the power 3 megapascal, because we want to substitute in Newton per square. So first node is 0 0, second node is at 400 away along y axis. So second node will be 0 comma y is 400, and third node coordinate will be 0 comma L is 200 plus 400, so it will be 600. So now we will go to the Lisa software. So click to this icon, the screen will appear immediately. So now, as we have already discussed about the discretized domain of our problem, we can directly start our problem by changing the analysis to 2D type, then creating the geometry. 0 0 is the first node, second node is 0 and 400, and third node is 0 and 600. Now nodes are not appearing here, so let us do fit to the screen. The node will be seen here. So here now we can create element 1 to 2, first element, and then 2 to 3, second element. So we have created these nodes and element. If we mouse over these nodes, we will see the property. This is node number 1, xyz is 0, node number 2, x is 0, y is 400, and node number 3, x is 0 and y is 300. We can also view the element numbering from this, that it will, if we click this icon, that is show node and element number, it will show the element number 1, element number 2. If you remember, we have seen the banded matrix of the assembled stiffness matrix, where the node numbering is quite important, especially in 2 dimensions. We have to give the node numbers in such a way that the bandwidth of our assembled stiffness matrix is as minimum as possible, because that will affect our processing time as well as our storage capacity. Next, we have to assign the material. So in material, we have used the circular bar, and we have two different material. First circular bar is of, first is 60 diameter, so we have input here 60. Next, go to mechanical properties, and the modulus of elasticity is 200 gigapascal, so we have input this. So this is for material number 1. So now we can select this material from, by after selecting this, and assign add material, add element to new component, and we have assigned here. So now this particular element is assigned this material. This element will have these properties of this. Just see if it is element number 1 and this is element number 2. So this element is automatically assigned the first created material property, that is this one. So if I see this property, I will find it is 60 is given here, so we have to change this to 40, and this also I have to change this E, so that so now we have two different elements with different material and properties. Now I can apply the loads and constraint. So let us first change this and make it slide adjust the into the screen. So let us first select this node, select the face, loads and constraint, new fixed support. Okay, so now this is fixed and we have loads at two different ends. One is this. So now let me try to apply the load. Either I can right click here, 100, 1, 2, 3. Now the force on this node, new force, so that is 70 megapascal, or sorry, 70 kilonewton, 1, 2, 3. So that's all. Now we can solve our problem. We have fixed one end, applied load at two nodes. Now we can solve this problem. So if I solve this problem, I get the solution like this. So let us see the stresses. So it is 60 megapascal stress at this point, and then it is reducing to 55.7 megapascal at this point. We can see the displacement. X displacement will be 0. Y displacement is this, that it is 0.2131 mm. If we see the reaction, the Y reaction is 170 kilonewton, the sum of the two forces. So that's all for this session. Thank you all the viewers for attending the session. Thanks a lot.